Okay, first of all, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, well, one of the best games ever made is, having itself a fan remake on Unreal Engine 4, and, I've heard it's been in the making since 3 years ago. Now, here's the thing about this remake, you can actually play some levels of this whole project through its official website, so do make sure to check that out. If you've ever wanted to know stuff like 4K resolution and global illumination, basically next generation graphics would do to a classic gem like this. Check it out.
Link! The path is over there, behind the laboratory.
Next up, it's Resident Evil 1 fan-made, which is actually really incredible. Like, there was the GameCube Resident Evil 1 remake from 20 years ago, but this, honestly, the guy behind this, called Brinscroft, nailed it, especially the game's atmosphere. Like, there's enough precise detail in this thing that even Capcom forgot to use in Resident Evil 3 remake, and in my opinion, I think it just needs to be a real thing, but for the sake of all the effort, just check it out. What I am hearing is that the game will actually be free when it releases, since all rights belong to Capcom, so just keep it in mind. Moving on, there's Metroid Prime by Milky Mix. Now, see, this is not a Metroid Prime remake project in any way. This is what the guy announced to be a one-off fan art project to practice some level building in Unreal by the dude. I just hope Nintendo goes and see this video and decide to do the whole game. Or hopefully, like Prime 4 will fit the mold later on, whenever that will be in the future. But in the meantime, just go and imagine an entire game with this multitude in quality here. Now, this actually came up to me like a few hours ago, although the project itself apparently was revealed about couple of weeks ago, but take a look at this fan-made remake of Silent Hill, the first game that is unrelated to Konami and its property and stuff all the way. And what you do see here is actually some real-time gameplay footage running on Unreal Engine 5. What I do know is that this looks amazing and I would love to see the entire game remade at any cost. Take a look anyway, guys. So how about a bully game with Grand Theft Auto 5 graphics? I mean, I really hope they make a Bully 2 game at this point. I mean, Rockstar made one of the most fun games of all time back when they actually came up with Bully. Also, it would be pretty darn awesome if they would actually made a remake of the first game, but see, they're actually not. This is the closest thing we got to any of that by a guy named Wesley, so hopefully I'd assume Rockstar will notice soon and see what they're actually missing.
The time is 8:47 a.m. Current topside temperature is 93 degrees, with an estimated high of 105. The Black Mesa compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times.
Now, the sad part about this is that developers that are working so much to bring fans something they've always wanted to have hands on and for no pay. See, this is one of the most exciting fan games out there that's being developed with Unreal Engine 4. It's looking quite good. Personally speaking, however, since the last time these folks did come up with an update for this project was like 2 years ago, and I'm not even sure at this point that if it's still a thing, but if it actually was, I would assume we're still years away to get some hands on here. Half-Life, I would assume, remake, so just keep it in mind.
This train is inbound from Level 3 dormitories to Sector C test labs and control facilities. If your intended destination is a high-security area beyond Sector C, you will need to return to the Central Transit Hub in Area 9 and board a high-security train. If you have not yet submitted your identity to the retinal clearance system, you must report to Black Mesa personnel for processing before you will be permitted into the high-security branch of the transit system.
This, on the other hand, actually came our way almost 4 years ago by the YouTube creator called Chem Tizcan, who actually posted this thing on this official YouTube channel as an Unreal Engine 4 project based on the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Now, thing with it is that this is basically a room from the famous RPG on Unreal Engine 4, and according to the designer, as you can see, these items are all created manually and took more than 100 hours to basically do so, which can only be seen and not played, but you can follow the guy through his official art station and see what other works he's actually working on, but that's all. Okay, not really my thing. I mean, I actually like this particular game when you could count the pixels, but we have Tomb Raider, The Dagger of Sean. Well, basically a remake made on Unreal Engine 4 by Nico Bass, based on the original Tomb Raider 2 game from all the way back in 1997. Thing with this game, however, is that this was actually available since 2017, but still getting updates on a monthly basis. And if you're interested, go ahead and look up Tomb Raider DOX.com. Then you'll find a pretty cool free demo right in the middle of its page. Have fun. Now, Super Mario 64, when it was released almost, went on to become one of the best of Nintendo 64 games of all time, and also one of the best-selling games for a long, long time, which is still hugely remembered by gamers of this era, so good that Crazy Nangs, the dude behind the earlier Legend of Zelda Unreal Engine 4 Remake project, did a fan mode for this game actually last year. And if you're keen to try games demos, you can actually download one for this on its official developers page as well. This is right now actually one of the most talked about fan-made games of 2021. But just in case you've actually somehow missed out on, a fan artist went on to create an Arkham-style Batman game set in the world of Batman 1989. The thing with I Am Batman over here is that it was actually so good. Warner Bros. Went on and filed a complaint or something, and it is not available anymore. And for now it can only be viewed in some small videos, such as this. Moving on, there's Luigi's Mansion fan art Unreal Engine 4 environment project, which if you go and look through ArtStation and Vimeo, you can pretty much find its original download option by a guy named Robert Bruce. It's nothing that crazy though, I just thought it was a cool addition to the list since it's not playable, but yeah, had Nintendo considered this to be a thing, I believe it's actually gonna make up for one hell of a Luigi's Mansion entry, so that's that.
Hello everyone, my name is Victor Öhman, and in this breakdown I'll be showing you how I recreated Counter-Strike's iconic map Dust 2 with a hyper-realistic twist.
Back in 2019, when the topic was kind of at its peak, these folks shared a pretty cool remake project of the one and only the Dust 2 map of the beloved Counter-Strike, and the fact that it was being developed with Unreal Engine 4. It would actually be something with a totally brand new twist, actually a few new twists, turning the whole map into a new formula. Unfortunately, this concept and eventually game is not available to play right now, but 2022 was rumored last year to be the release window of the entire project, so just check this thing out and keep it in mind for later updates. Moving on, there is the much anticipated fan remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica. The project has actually been in the works since 2019 and it's rumored to be coming out sometime this year. Those of you new, by the way, Code Veronica released originally back more than 20 years ago on the Sega Dreamcast console, acting as the fourth main entry, sort of, in the Resident Evil franchise. Check it out, believe it or not, a free demo for this game is actually available to play right now.